My full name's LeBrian Alexander Patrick. I usually go by my middle name, which is Alexander, but you can call me either one of them. I'm 35. Grew up in Southeast Louisiana in Kenner, which is like a suburb of New Orleans, and Amite. People are very friendly there. It's very social. We have a lot of social events. People are very eclectic, meaning we have random events where you might see somebody randomly dressed in some kind of costume all the time, any time of year. Honestly, I took a class when I was 25. I had just finished the military, and I was in the military for 8 years as well, from 17 to 25 in the Army. And I went reserve part-time too so that I could go to school. But when I finished, I needed something else physical to do. I had a fellowship while I was in grad school, and I was like, oh, well, there's a dance class. Let's just go take this ballet class, see what it's like. I took it. Of course, I failed, bust my butt. I got a decent grade, a good grade in there because I came to class all the time. And the teacher, I was flexible, but I wasn't like dance strong. Like I didn't know how to do the things that they were doing because I'd never done those kinds of things. She asked me if I wanted to dance, and I was like, sure. And she was like, well, if you come to the studio outside of the school that she worked at, they would train me. So she told me to come and check it out. And I would take classes with 12-year-old girls and me. No other boys in the class, just me. And I would go like once a month, once every other month, because at this point, I had already finished my master's. I was working on my doctorate by this time, and I'm just like, okay, this is decent exercise every once in a while, so I would go once a month. I'm like, I ain't got time for all this. I'm never gonna be able to do this. These little 12-year-old girls don't even have leg muscles like I do, but their legs are up here. I can't even get mine at my waist. So I did that for about 2 years, just every other month or something, just going to take a class. And when I was 27, one of the guys that worked for the company, he asked me if I would consider dancing for him, and I was like, okay. They were shocked at what he was able to pull out of me, and he said, if you just train him, y'all aren't training him to do these things, but if you train him to do those things, his body can pick up what you're asking. That's not what a lot of people's bodies can do. And he could see that by just watching me, and they weren't seeing it. Somewhere along the way, it started to make sense. They put me in classes with like the 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds, and it was just like, okay, you'll figure it out. Like literally, you'll figure it out. I'm like, I can't figure this out because I didn't have the terminology, the background, so I always had to watch. So I never went first. So I watched for years of, if you want me to do something, you need to show me what it looks like, and then I'll execute that. So that was how I started doing it, and then I moved to Georgia and I danced for a company there, which was crazy because the people were trained by like the Ailey dancers. Eventually it started to click. I could pick up things. It's just somewhere along the way your body started to say, okay, we know the combination, just watch it once, you got it. So it's like dance called me. It was one of those things where it was like, you are going to be a dancer no matter what you do, you're going to be doing it. Within like the first 2 weeks of being here, I had dance teachers, dance company directors stop me and ask me where I was from and what I was doing there, and then they also offered me positions to dance for them. And so it was easy, but at the same time, I'm also not stupid. I'm not stupid. I intended for you to ask me because I know I missed your auditions, and I came to class when your company was dancing because I wanted to know how they moved, and I wanted to see who you paid most attention to. Okay, that's who they pay attention to. Let me move like them. Let me go across the floor with them just to show them I can keep up with them. Because I had an intention behind me. I was like, I'm not coming here and not doing it. So I pay attention. I try to teach my friends that are here, because I know some black females that want to do more in the city, and they're like, they don't do much for the black people here. How are you doing all of these things? I said, I go in with an intention. I'm not gonna be mean to anyone, but I'm just gonna let the dance that I do speak for itself. And I know they're gonna have no choice but to pay attention to me. I don't look like the rest of them. I'm also taller than most of the people I dance with, so I'm gonna stand out. So let me stand out for the best reason. Let me find the person that they think is the best in this room, and I'm gonna compete with them. I'm not gonna say it. I'm just gonna let my dance speak. And I did that on purpose. And I do that everywhere I go. I did it when I went to Atlanta too. The benefit of not having many of me here is that everybody wants some of me here. So I do a lot of stuff in the city, but that's also very tiring. And that's okay when you're single and you don't have much to do, but I'm not single anymore, and there's also a little 9-year-old kid that's in my life around, so I can't do those things all the time. I have to actually make time for myself a lot more now, so I still appreciate that I can still do those things. I just don't know how much of it I would want to do. I probably would choreograph more things and maybe teach more classes than I would perform, but I still have some years of performance in me, so I'm still going to try to give it a little bit more time, at least maybe 5 years, because when I hit 40, I don't know how I'm going to feel about this.